Hello, welcome to this Cool Discussions. That's Barry. I'm Chris. Today we're going to be talking about the alt-right movement that is going on around the world, for that matter.
Or better known as the Nazis.
White supremacy, KKK, whatever flavor of the month you want to call it. Right now it's alt-right. It's been in the news. It's been talked about. There's been racial motivated crimes going around in Canada and the U.S. This
all seems to be because of President-elect Donald Trump. Apparently, these white supremacists who were white supremacists before Donald Trump
are still white supremacists.
Yeah, they seem to think that it's okay to come out and be openly.
Yeah,
more so than they were
normal.
Before.
Yeah, and okay, the reason why this is brought up is because here in Calgary we've had some incidents where there have been posters at the university put up. The first time they were put up, there was a bunch of anti-Sikh posters, East Indians, Paki people, and a picture of a guy in a turban saying, go back home, blah, 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 a bunch of just bullcrap, Police investigated, and it's not a hate crime to say what they had said. They didn't say anything like, die, pig, die, or anything like that. They just said, go home.
It's not a crime to tell somebody to go back to your country.
Now
it's a crime to say die, somebody die, because it's a death threat.
The latest incident was a white supremacist group in Canada actually posted a poster, and I gotta admit that I'm not in disagreement with some of what they had said. They put it up saying, this is, the alt-right movement, it's coming strong. Have you ever wondered why it's only white people that have to be multicultural? And it's just like, well, when you put it that way, yeah. It's like, because here in Canada and the U.S., predominantly white, same with Europe, predominantly white, and we have to, as a whole, bow down to other cultures and let them in.
I guess when you put it bow down, it sounds bad. Bow down to us, bitches! Sacrifice that goat!
Now, we talked about it this week. We talked about freedom, right? Having a choice. Right now, there are choices being made by our governments that are not allowing us to have choice. So this is where a lot of the white alt-right is coming from. They're saying is like, why is it only the white people have to do this? Why isn't it?
I think it's just people are tired of, in general, being force-fed other people's cultures. You know what I mean? When I'm just me, when I'm me, I like to eat meat, eat McDonald's, drink beer, watch hockey, watch football. That's just me. It's not because I'm white. It's not because I don't care if person B, A, B, C like to do separate things. It's just I don't need to be forced to believe in their stuff or to do their thing, or you know what I mean. And like if we go to a public place like a YMCA, I don't. Like there's 2 change rooms. We go into one, we get changed, we go work out, we go for a swim. It's not this room is for it's just where we go. It's
where you have segregated times where it's only women allowed. Now, it's only women allowed, sure, but we know the reason behind why there's only women allowed, and it's because of one particular set of religions are saying you guys have to do this, and it's like, well.
No, this is how we do it here. And
this is where you're feeding this white supremacist mindset.
Yeah, it's not a white supremacist mindset. It's why do we have to be force fed so many things? Like, okay, like for example, LGBTQ. I'm totally okay with 100%. I just look at when you paint a sidewalk. The sidewalk, like the crosswalk, is to cross the road. That's what it's there for. It's not like. It's not to paint a rainbow in it. To me, it's like, okay, I get it. You're gay. I get it. But sometimes it does feel a little force-fed.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, because I've had conversations with people who feel the same way. And we've kind of been like, why are we being force-fed? Everybody else is. And then when I sit there and go, I just want to be me, I'm a racist.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. This is where, okay, so we all know that there's a right side of the spectrum, left side of the spectrum. Most people tend to be centered because they think some of the right things and they think some of the left things. The left side of the media, as soon as somebody from the right goes, "Oh, why are we being force-fed?
You're a racist.
You're a racist. You're a homophobe. You're Islamophobic." Immediately you're labeled, and because you are labeled as such.
Once you're labeled a racist, like we've been labeled at this show, we've been labeled racist probably since day one.
And we fully admit that we come across as being,
but I don't care.
Like
me personally, I don't care. Like I don't. If you want to label me racist because I want to just be left alone to think my own thoughts and to do my own thing, then okay, I guess I'm a racist. But I don't look at black people, brown people, Asian people, Spanish people. I don't look at them and look at them as inferior races. I look at them as just human beings who have different views and different opinions and do different things. Like you don't. It's like a vegetarian.
Eat different food.
I look at a vegetarian and go, I would never be a vegetarian because I like meat. I don't look at them as an inferior human being.
No, and actually, that's a great way of looking at it. It's like, okay, vegans. They have a particular lifestyle, and that's their choice. That's their example of freedom. Part of their freedom is to go around and saying how great the vegan lifestyle is, but part of our freedom is to tell you to go shut
Just
up.
think about how annoying it is when you have that one vegetarian friend or vegan friend who constantly, why do you eat meat? Why do you eat meat? It's like, well...
Okay, and now immediately think about it. What happens if your meat-eating friends are exactly like your vegan friends? How annoying would that be? Or if you don't think that's annoying, then go ahead.
We're always going to get the pushback, though, is always going to be, but you're not, those people aren't oppressed. Those people aren't this, and those people aren't that. And, it's like when, to me, I always wonder, okay, when you go to a job, okay, obviously the race thing can become a factor. Okay, if you feel that you haven't been selected for a job because of your race,
there are laws against that.
And we can go through the human rights, and you can actually have these guys prosecuted.
Go through the law first. Honestly, use the law to the extent that it's supposed to be used.
And if you truly feel that way, then you can go down those avenues. You know what I mean? And it's like, so, but again, like I said in our previous show, a business has the choice to hire whatever people they actually. I kind of feel that they don't, because every time you see a commercial or an advertisement, it says this company is an equal opportunity employer, and to me that says, well, we got to make sure we have the right mix of people, whether they're the right people or not.
Well, there's even a push right now to have the company boards to be equal women and
equal men, and it's if I own a business. If I own a business, I'm going to be like, fuck you. If I want 10 males on my board, I'm going to have 10 males. If I want 10 females, I want 10 females.
Oh, well, okay.
Because they're the best qualified.
There we go. That's the key right there. If I have a board, I want the best people on my board. Now, and a huge defense of that, too, is like if you have a company of 100 people, you have a board of 10, but you only have 3 women. You can't put 5 women on the board to make it equal. You only have 3 women. And what happens if they're all secretaries and they have no experience in regards to the company you're running?
Yeah.
You can't just put women on the board just because they're women. You can't do that.
I think we're being forced. It's almost like we're being forced as a society to do the that aren't. We're being told how to run our lives, and it's getting frustrating.
This is why the alt-right is doing what it's doing. It's because right now they have this feeling that they're being forced to do things that they normally wouldn't do. And for the most part, at least in my opinion, because from a white background, that they never had to do before.
I think the problem with, like, when you think of a white supremacist, right? I think it's the view that is the worst out of somebody who is a white supremacist is that they look at other races and they look at them as inferior. They look down at them. Whereas myself and Chris here, we come from a view. Yes, we're a little bit right. We are in those views, but we come out from. I don't look at other races. I don't look at them I don't look down on them. I don't look at them as an inferior. I look at them as equal. And I respect that you have a different culture, and I respect that you practice that. But when we come together in a public place, You can't force me to do what you want, and I can't force you to do what I want. We have to have mutual respect for each other to just
and understand
to not hurt each other.
Yeah, and understand in certain situations, this is the way you're going to behave. This is the way I'm going to behave.
Yeah, you know, if you and your wife have a relationship where you're the man and you're dominant over her, and she's okay with that, then that's fine. I can't sit there and be like, that's wrong.
No.
Me and my wife have a relationship where we view each other as equals, and if you have a relationship and you guys are both consenting at that, and consenting adults, who are we to tell somebody to do something different, and who are they to tell us to do anything different?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like
I get it. Yes, this is the way, ideally the way the world is supposed to work, but it's not. And this is why things are happening the way they are. Now,
I thought you can tell that a lot of people, especially in the United States with the election of Donald Trump, that the right is very tired of being told, "This is you're bad, you're racist, and it's not just the white supremacists. Yes, the people who are white supremacists who view people as a lesser race, yes, they support him, but there are other people who support him who aren't that far right.
And don't forget that more Latinos and more blacks actually switched votes this time than they did for Obama, and that's part of the reason that President Trump got elected, is because he appealed to a sense that the left hadn't been appealing to. And these people, these Latinos, these black people went, I agree with him. This is what should happen. And I
feel like it's okay to be white. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be Muslim. It's okay to be who you are.
Yeah, because a huge argument is like, oh, not all Muslims are terrorists. It's like, yeah,
but not all white people are racist.
Yeah,
Like, seriously,
because if
they're doing the same, like, everybody's doing the same thing. Does everybody not realize that we're all doing the same thing? You look at a Muslim and you go, they're racist because they're Muslim. You look at a black, they're like, you're a drug dealer because you're black. And you look at white and you go, you're racist because you're white. And it's like, whoa. We've all just did exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah. Go on YouTube. You can see the left and the right.
You're already on YouTube watching us. Just watch our videos.
Or if you're listening on iTunes, you can...
Well, hop on over to YouTube and check
I'm sure you can hear it on podcasts all over the place saying, oh, this is the way things are supposed to be. Donald Trump got elected because of racism, and this is a white lash.
I just wonder when it's... Like, when has it stopped being okay just to be you? Just to be, yourself, and just, it's like, I would never, like, I put my view out there on not Donald Trump, on the world. We put our views on YouTube, and you know what, honestly, I would have the exact same conversation with a stranger, because I don't care. Yep. If you want to hate me, and if you get mad, honestly, if you get mad, and then I take that as I honestly take it as a sign of lack of intelligence, because I said it before and I'll say it again. Having an open mind is a sign of greater intelligence than any person. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a scientist, an engineer. If you have a closed mind, I look at you and go, okay, yeah, you studied engineering for 8 years. You're good at that. Okay. Anybody should be good at something they studied for 8 years. But your lack of ability to have an open mind makes you stupid.
My mind... I'm willing to change my mind as long as you have an interesting argument. I have had these arguments with people that I work with I go, what are you watching that makes you think this way? Because I want to watch it so I can figure out...
So I can dig into your brain a little bit.
Why? Because I want to know... I honestly want to know how you came to this conclusion so I can go... Hey,
I really want to know.
Be right.
I really want to know why a white supremacist thinks the white race is better. I want to know why somebody who believes in Allah thinks it's okay to mercy kill or kill people. I want to know why in this religion it's okay to treat women as the lower sex. And it's intriguing because I don't understand it, so I want to understand it. Will it change my mind? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll look at...
In some cases, probably not.
Probably not. I'm not going to become a white supremacist. I'm not going to become a Nazi because I think there people way over there are ignorant assholes. And I think that if you beat up somebody because of the color of their skin or their belief, I hate
that. That's wrong.
That is very wrong.
Plain and simple. Just
Can you hate somebody? Can you be like, I don't like you? Of course.
you can.
And if it's because of the color of their skin, then
that's
okay.
totally okay.
Maybe you.
However, you don't necessarily need to be boisterous about it.
Yeah, you can keep. Can you not just keep that your opinion to yourself? Can you not just go through your everyday life and be like, hey, whatever. You know what? I don't like people who wear their hats backwards because I've had very bad experiences with them, and so I'm just going to choose not to be around them. I'm going to choose not to. You know, I said it. I'm going to sound like a fucking broken record here, but that's because you know why? Because I believe what I believe, and I always try to akin. I'm not going to sit there and try, because when you involve race and religions, it gets very emotional. It
does.
And so when I say I'm going to not like people with backwards hats, it's easier to look at somebody and go, oh, well, yeah, I've had bad experiences, and it kind of brings the emotion out of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're having a thought or a debate, try to take the emotion out of it. Throw it out. We've all done it. We've all gotten mad about a subject.
It's never a bad thing to have passion about a subject, but, having anger and hostility. Anger is really bad in a conversation. You kind of want to have passion, which will come across, but you don't want to be, want to be like, yes, woohoo type thing.
It's okay to be who you are. It really is. It's honestly okay to be and to think how you want and to just be you, as long as you don't hurt anybody, as long as your thoughts and your views are not impeding somebody else's way of living somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, of course, you're consenting adults and you want to,
hate fuck.
Yeah, like if you want to participate in that stuff, then and fucking the weird shit out there.
Hate away at that point in time. Well, we've had an interesting week. We will not be around for at least 1 week after this because of some surgeries that are going on.
My wife has to go for knee surgery. She hurt her knee 8 months ago and has to go get it fixed finally.
Yeah.
So we will not be around for sure next week. Next week. Today's Thursday. So we won't be around for but we'll post some old videos. We got lots of old content.
Lots of old content.
Go check it out.
Through, so
we'll repop to. Don't forget about us.
Yeah. We won't forget about you.
No, we won't. But we'll be back. We'll be back before Christmas.
Yes.
And we'll throw out a couple more. We'll put our Santa hats on a couple times.
Yep.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for. Don't forget. Hey, before you go anywhere, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Don't forget. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us. See ya.